get ready to do a video, the dogs start barking. I'm just putting it underneath that edge, and then I'm going to wipe off the excess, okay? And see, if I go back and forth, that'll make it push right in there, okay? I'm just concentrating on getting it underneath there. Back and forth you go. Where she stops, nobody knows. Okay, let's just do that much for now. Now, I'm just gonna wipe it under as tight as I can go with my finger. And I can definitely feel the tile edge when I'm doing that. And see, I gotta keep my finger clean, and so I'm wiping off it as I go, and that's taking off any excess of that caulking. You see there? Now as you do that, you can check again and add some where you missed, let's say, or let's just put a little bit more on there. Okay, because I pushed that definitely down further than the edge of the tile. Okay. So now I can just keep pressure on the bottom of my finger and try to keep it off the tub. And so I can wipe that off. I don't want any excess on the tub edge, right? Okay, and that's all I'm gonna do for this first go round. So it's gonna be nice and even all the way around. So when I get ready to put my next bit of caulking on there, I gotta let this dry all the way. And then I can put a nice thicker bead, not too thick, but not too thin either. It's a happy medium. So then I can put a nice even one on here, knowing that it's not going to spooge underneath that edge. Because if I put a nice bead on there without doing this first, lots of that caulking is going to push underneath, and I'm not going to get a nice even line. It's going to be all crooked, and you're going to think, oh man, here it's thick, here it's thin, here it's up higher, and it just doesn't look like a professional did it, okay? So step by step, I know you can do this. Okay, let's give you the full Monty. We're gonna do some more here. Get your tip right underneath there, because see, right there I'm pushing lots of caulking right underneath it, right now. Even without moving it, I can see it because that's a fairly big gap. And see, these tiles are, oh, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch thick. So you can imagine how much caulking I'm actually pushing under there. Okay? Now it's a smaller bead right in here, so, but I'm still pushing it under. Okay? If you get some on the outside, don't sweat it, because we're going to wipe that off. Alright? Alright? Don't just try to mask it on the outside edge. Push it in. See right in there? I didn't push it in all the way. Okay, now my tip's getting kind of messed up, so I'll wipe some of that off. Ooh. Okay, I'm putting lots of caulking underneath there. Now I can wipe that, and as you wipe it, take the excess off as you go. Okay? I'm not too concerned that I'm wasting caulking Right? If I did one line and went like that, it's gonna get all over. And I mean, it's okay if you want to do that, because we're gonna wipe this off again with a wet finger. Okay, you could probably take the sponge to it too. You know, just take the sponge to it right now, wet sponge. You take a wet sponge and push in there and wipe off the excess. Okay, or you can take your finger and keep your finger moist and wipe off. And you're trying to get off all the extra little bit of white caulking that is still on your tub. Okay, we don't want that on there. We don't want it on the tile either. Okay, it's okay if I got it on my hand. I do that a lot, and then I'll just wash my hands and make this milky, and it will go down the sink, and that'll be fine. You know, I'm not going to let a big old glob of this go down the sink. You know what I'm saying? Right, take my bucket. I've got my bucket here, and I can just get all that off my hand. And just wipe off the excess, you know, just like that. There. Okay, do it once over on that. You see, you may not be real good at putting the caulking on the first few times, but that's okay. We're wiping off the excess right now. Well, we've got all that void underneath there done. Okay, now you don't want to leave your project just like that. That's just not, it's not, you know, it'll look okay, but it doesn't look nice and perfect. You know what I mean? So don't get all gung-ho thinking, okay, that's good enough. Forget Joe, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I got other things to do. Well, you know, you do things, you spend a little time to do things right. And yeah, it takes a few minutes extra. But get in the habit of doing that, and you'll be good to go.